Blumenthal and Aaron Mate are speaking, and the GrayZone is live as we speak.
There is some precedent for
and
that.
I'm in their
Roger
stream.
Is as sharp as any media commentator in alternative or independent media. I mean, we've had
Link
him on
to
before.
the GrayZone.
He's also not an American.
They are back after a 2-week hiatus. It's great to see them. And what's up, everybody? It's Zach, the Celtics guy here, back as well.
And so he understands the role of the Soviet Union in liberating Europe from Nazism. Something that it's just never even taught to you in even advanced high schools in the United States. You can see Smirkanish is just thrown for a loop.
And Roger Waters kicked CNN's ass.
But that was amazing.
And Israel is still a terrorist state. They are now bombing Gaza again. Fucking scumbags. Hey Seth, how you doing?
Right now, I mean, he's hitting like every city in the U.S. I don't know how he's 70.
Queen of Lion, what's up?
I can barely
The spreader of Russian misinformation and Syrian misinformation is here, and streaming with other perpetrators of Syrian misinformation.
So he's doing like mid-level U.S. cities.
The GrayZone is back. The Zach Zone is here.
He's doing that. He's doing 2 nights in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I mean, he's a machine. We'll see him in D.C. At every Roger Waters show in the United States, there's been a tape.
So yeah, go back and watch that stream live with the GrayZone. So I definitely recommend it. Very happy about that. I'm very happy to hear about that. I was just in the middle of watching them. Definitely subscribe to the GrayZone. They are the best. They trigger the Young Turks. They trigger neocons and neoliberals, and they trigger other fucking shit libs and fake ass commentators. Fuck them. Well, I'm sure he will with the way things are going now. So they can fuck off. Here's the link to the GrayZone's stream. I definitely recommend check them out. Check this latest after their 2-week hiatus. I was a little nervous when the GrayZone went on such a long break. Max Blumenthal said that he would be back, and apparently I think they're waiting to go on Jimmy Dore's show now, both Aaron and Max, because there's big issues going on. And I'm very happy to see Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate are back. They are finally back with more. And yes, the Young Turks are the fakest fucking bitches that there is. They are literally a parody at this point. They spewed the Syrian chemical weapons hoax. They spew all sorts of lies. They're blind defenders of Ukraine. They're blind defenders of American imperialism. They're fake progressives. They try to act like they are actual journalists when they parrot CIA talking points. I'm almost convinced that the CIA fucking funds the Young Turks and funds Sam Cedar, another fucking idiot shit lib. And yes, Space, I'm glad that gas prices are finally dropping, but they're dropping not because of Biden, okay? They're not dropping because of Biden. And Nancy Pelosi is fucking poking the stick in the eye of China going over to fucking Taiwan and poking the stick in the eye of the tiger. Because it's double standards when it comes to China and Taiwan, okay? It's fucking bullshit. Because imagine if Hawaii wanted to gain independence from the U.S. again. Or if they tried to gain, or if Puerto Rico tried to gain independence, and then you had Russia, or God forbid, Alaska near Russia. Imagine if Alaskan natives tried to gain independence. And imagine if Putin went to visit Alaska. Do you think the U.S. would accept that? Do you fucking honestly think that they would accept that? Oh, I don't think so. Oh, I don't think so. It's bullshit. So Nancy Pelosi's a fucking idiot. She had no business going over there. She's going over there to try to save face. That's all she's trying to do. She's trying to go over there and try to save face. So she's fucking pathetic. Well, yeah, they did, but here's the thing about that: she's fueling the flames of war, is what she's trying to do. Okay, she's trying to do that. And earlier on the GrayZone, there was a lady by the name of Kim Iversion who recently left The Hill, which is like another one of those fucking shit lib news websites and whatnot. That is another parrot that also parrots like CIA talking points and so on. Trying to do that. And she left and she spoke out against that. So I'll link in the description the entire GrayZone stream most recently, which came out earlier today, and I actually watched it for a couple hours because today's finally my day off. It's my day off from work after working 2 double shifts. I'm so happy. I'm like so glad. I just spent all day today just chilling at home alone and doing nothing. So get some me time, which is nice. I mean, I might narrate creepypastas. I mean, it depends on what they are. I mean, I like to narrate. I think Space has the perfect narration voice because I think Space does a great job. Well, you have a great voice in doing that too, Queen. You have a great voice in doing that too. So yeah, it's fucking bullshit. So there's more nonsense going on with regards to that. Yeah, nuclear war is going to start because of Pelosi. Because Pelosi's trying to do that. But so much for like Biden being like this person better than like Trump and whatnot. Like, get the fuck out of here. We're just having the same shit minus the mean tweets and just being an even bigger like asshole. Because I mean, Trump's a fucking piece of shit and I fucking despise him. But Biden is continuing the wars and the aggression and funding the military-industrial complex. You know, he's still doing that. He's not giving us a $15 minimum wage. He's not doing any of this shit. Which, by the way, The Guardian, fuck you. The Guardian is another bullshit news source. Because they smeared Aaron Mate as a Syrian puppet. Because he called out the OPC on their bullshit as well. He basically came out and put out a report about this like chemical report, this whole like quote unquote chemical report from the OPCW. I think it was called the OPCW. I'll have to go back and look at that. The OPC, yeah, it's the OPCW. Or something like that. I think it's like the OC something. The OPCW is like the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. They put out a report, and then Aaron Mate debunked it, and then they came out and then put out another report that, oh no, these attacks were staged. Or something like that. And then now Aaron Mate is getting smeared, got smeared by the Young Turks, as a puppet of Syria and as an Assad apologist and whatnot. It's so ridiculous. If nukes are used, will completely wipe out the human race into extinction. It will cause devastating effects, but it's going to be on her because it's bullshit what this fucking idiot is doing. What this fucking idiot is doing. We're just trying to own China and try to poke the stick in the eye of China. Just like with what NATO was doing with Russia. NATO is doing the same thing with Russia. It's literally doing the same shit with Russia. It's literally the same nonsense. Same exact nonsense. Yeah, the OPCW, I guess, Aaron Mate wrote that thing. And then The Guardian turned out and smeared him because there was an OPCW whistleblower scandal. This was a scandal. He debunks the OPCW's Syria lies, and there was a whistleblower from the OPCW that said that the attacks on Duma in 2018 were staged, just like all the other attacks were staged, because they were. They were like these child actors that they were later on hosing down. That's what they were doing. They were fucking hosing down kids. Okay, that they were hosing down kids or whatever. I mean, come on now. Do you really think that Bashar al-Assad, a secular leader, is going to kill people when he himself has Christians and Muslims on his side and is getting them together. No, it's because what's the alternative to Assad, who's the Alawite? The Sunni-backed rebels are going to take over. That's what'll happen. Just like with Libya, when NATO overthrew Libya. And look at Libya now. Libya is literally a failed state now. And Russia didn't want to see that because Russia's aligned with Assad. You know why he's aligned with Assad? Because the U.S. and the West is trying to provoke him and trying to overthrow him and everything else. Just like Cuba and Venezuela. Cuba and Venezuela are aligned with Russia, even with this whole Ukraine war going on. Okay, Ukraine is just a U.S. satellite state. They're just a U.S. satellite state, and NATO has been expanding on Russia's borders since the end of the Cold War. Okay, it doesn't justify what Putin did, because even Aaron Mate said, I can't accept Russia doing what they did, or it was their last option. And Dr. Mahathir of Malaysia, the former Malaysian prime minister, who was an anti-imperialist leader, he was a vocal critic of American foreign policy, especially under Bush. And he even said that to Russia, hey, you know, there's other ways to solve this. We cannot support people who use war to solve conflicts. 100% agree. Chris Hedges also said that the war wasn't justified. We all can agree on that. It's just the fact that NATO provoked Russia. Okay? NATO provoked Russia into this war. But other fake liberals will not tell you that. They will not tell you that Russia was provoked, okay? And that Zelensky might claim to be this and that or whatever, or he might claim to be this. No, he's a shitbag. Zelensky's a fucking shitbag, and he's just a puppet. Yeah, I doubt a protest in Syria was peaceful at all. Yeah, I agree. I highly doubt it. And then, do you really think that it was peaceful? Do you really think the Arab Spring was really that peaceful? No, it wasn't. Okay, and the Arab Spring started in Tunisia. Tunisia was under a U.S.-backed dictator by the name of Ben Ali, who has been backed by the Reagan administration, by the Clinton administration, and by the Bush administration, and also by even by the Obama administration to some extent. Okay, so it started there, then it started in Egypt under another U.S.-backed dictator by the name of Hosni Mubarak, who they overthrew as well, and then the Saudis got pissed at Obama because they thought Obama betrayed them and all this other stupid bullshit. He was also like a puppet of Israel too. He signed the peace treaty with Israel and whatnot, and then he turned into a puppet of them and whatnot, and just the whole thing was fucking ridiculous. And then there were all these other things. So it started with Tunisia under the U.S.-backed dictator by the name of Ben Ali. It all started there. It was absolute nonsense. And no, that protest wasn't peaceful. And then Assad probably just cracked down on violence and riots and so on. Just like Malaysia and Singapore did with the Internal Security Act. But then they smeared Malaysia and Singapore, acting like they're authoritarians, cracking down on dissent, that Singapore's founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, and when he was in office in the 1980s and 1990s, just like when Mahathir was in there as well, they smeared him as well. They smeared this guy, that guy, and a whole bunch of other people. So, as this and that. My thoughts on the Alex Jones Sandy Hook trial. Well, I mean, Alex Jones, I think is a psychopath. I think he's a right-wing puppet, and he's insane, and he spouts a bunch of bullshit. Not a fan of the guy. What he did talking about those kids in Sandy Hook was fucked up. But it's like with the but it's kind of a thorny issue, because it's like when you got the First Amendment, it's hard to pin a particular crime on him for that particular reason, because First Amendment exists, which it should. It's just a lot of crazy shit. So I'm just glad that that they're back. I'm just glad that the GrayZone is back. Yeah, so I actually put I think it's funny because now I put a background of Bashar al-Assad is on my background on my YouTube channel. I'm like, oh, who's your favorite Middle Eastern leader? And I put this guy on my background. I put this guy on my background. to promote him and to promote the GrayZone, because they are the true, they are true. And now Jimmy Dore is now streaming as well, and I don't know if Max Blumenthal and I don't know if they're on there yet, but I know that they're going to be apparently going on there as hosts as well, so I'll put that in the description as well. So there's a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, no, I'm with these guys. These are my guys. These are my guys. These are my guys. Okay? All of us, tankies and so on. That's what they call us. Now watch Chunk Yogurt throw a hissy fit when he sees your background. Yeah, he will throw a fit. They'll throw a fit. Sam Cedar will throw a fit. All these fucking fake ass, and you know, these fake ass corporatists who masquerade themselves as progressives when they're anything but. Yeah, they'll do that. They'll fucking do that. You know that they will. You know, they'll do that. They'll do that, and they'll call me a tanky, and they'll say you're a Russian apologist, and you're an Assad apologist, and all this other bullshit and whatnot. I mean, like how am I an Assad apologist? What, just because I say that Assad is correct to prevent American imperialism to spread, let U.S. hegemony spread there? To prevent this shit from spreading? It's like, what? Just like us in the LGBT community want to prevent the spread of Rick Santorum. The spread of Santorum. We all know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the U.S. doesn't like Syria because they won't kiss the ass of the U.S. and NATO. Exactly. But then the Young Turks promotes that fucking bullshit, and they'll call us the misinformation people when we're reporting on the truth that the Syrian chemical attacks were fake and staged, that many of the Ukraine attacks by Russia were also fake and staged, and that many of the attacks, you know, it's not like the U.S. doesn't have all these fake false flag attacks. I mean, how much you want to bet that there were Zionist ties in a whole bunch of other areas of the world. Zionist ties, even with 9/11. I mean, Israel was happy 9/11 happened because they probably wanted to bomb the U.S. to blame. I'm not acting like a 9/11 truther here. I'm not trying to say that. You mean, you know, you got to be careful because, you know, if you say these types of things, they will call you a truther. Because it's like, I mean, look at what happened with all these guys. I mean, look what happened with this other guy. Look at what happened with all these guys. So, tangents aside and information aside, everybody, I'm doing good, and I hope everyone else is doing good as well. I hope you're doing well, Queen. I'm glad everybody got to attend today. I'm very happy that everybody got to attend today. Very good to see all of you. And also subscribe to the Empire Files by Abby Martin. She's another anti-imperialist journalist as well. Talk about U.S. imperialism. Ask the Philippines about the U.S. occupation. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at the Philippines. Nuclear war world, probably. I mean, I don't think so, because nobody wants it, because nobody will survive it. So, I mean, this whole thing is ridiculous, guys. I mean, we need to come out here because the world is getting to be, we need to make the world a better place. And if we need to be actual activists, not fucking stupid-ass bullshit craptivists like the Young Turds, for example. Okay? So we've got to speak up. Okay? And I'm speaking up because I am no longer scared to say who I am and what I am about and what this channel is about. Okay? I don't care what people say anymore. Like, I'm just at the point in my life. I'm going to be 26 in 16 days. My birthday is August 24th. Okay? I'm at the point in my life where I don't give a shit what people say or think about me, because I don't care. Because like George Carlin said, it's important to not give a shit. And happy early birthday, Queen, by the way. Yes, we need to be activists, not clicktivists, not cloutivists, because that's what Sam Cedar is. Sam Cedar is a clout chaser. That's why he smears Jimmy Dore and Joe Rogan on a daily fucking basis, because all he does is he wants clicks. He wants that extra money, those extra clicks, just like the Young Turks do, just like the Young Turds do. The Young Turks are better off on one of those things. Okay? So the Zach Zone is back promoting the GrayZone. Okay? So we're going to have this is going to be another Zone edition of Zach the Celtics Guy's channel. So this is going to be awesome. So I just wanted to do this. This is probably going to be a little bit of a short stream because I still got to go for my walk before I got to pick up Steven. So I'll stream for about another 10-15 minutes. I'm actually going to come back tonight and talk about some more stuff. So I'm going to do like a little short video for now like this, and then I'm going to actually come back later. I mean, if I can, I'll definitely come back later after I make dinner and so on and so forth. You know, pick up Steven and so on. The Lioness Zone. See, the GrayZone helped me promote the Zone. And by the way, all the rights go to them. I mean, I'm just here promoting them on my channel because they are the best news source that there is. Okay? And then you have a bunch of idiots on Sam Cedar's channel who acts like they're funded by Russia. Utter bullshit. They say that they're promoted by Russia. Utter bullshit. They would say, I'm promoted by Russia, which is utter bullshit. They want to say that about me. They want to say that about all these other people. Well, they can fuck themselves. Okay? Because Assad is correct in Syria. Okay? And, you know, I hate to say this, but Russia was also correct in Syria, just like they are correct in Latin America. So who's Sam Cedar? Sam Cedar is just another fake failed commentator. He has a show called The Majority Report with Sam Cedar. Do not recommend him. He'll fucking bore you to death. He's just a clout chaser, and he's a fake progressive who masquerades himself to be that, but he's a fake. He's a fake, and he parrots CIA talking points on Syria and Russia and so on and so forth. Okay, he's a shit lib. He gets offended by every little fucking thing. He promotes bullshit on Jimmy Dore and so on and so forth. Yes, correct. He's a Young Turds ripoff. Exactly. There's only a few progressive commentators left that I can respect. Okay? There's only a few. Mike Antonio on the Ring of Fire and Farron Cousins of the Ring of Fire. But even there's sometimes, I mean, I like Farron Cousins. He's a good guy. I mean, he brings his cats and his dogs on many of his channels. He seems like a good guy, like a legitimately good human being. Okay? Like, the Ring of Fire is a good channel. He's a good guy. But there's even sometimes his coverage on Russia and Ukraine I wasn't a fan of. I was like, Farron, you're kind of losing me on that. But a lot of other things I'm with him on. What's up, CJ? How you doing, bro? It's good to see you. So, yeah, no. But yeah, no, the Young Turks can fuck themselves. Sam Cedar can fuck himself too. And the Humanist Report is another bullshit example. Fuck them too. They're another bullshit commentation. And they're just a bunch of nonsense. They're a bunch of nonsense. I've been spending a lot of time today working on Pogo Island laws. The Northern Islands laws on repeat offenders I've been working on. I also watched Judy Justice as well earlier. A little bit of Futurama, a little bit of, I was also listening to the GrayZone earlier too when I was having lunch. So, we gotta call the truth out. Because, let me plug in my phone before the phone dies. Hold on just 1 second. So, I will definitely be back later. I might stream a little later tonight. But I will definitely be back tonight. I will be back later tonight at one point or another. Oh yeah, I've called out a lot of people back in the day. I'll continue to call them out too, because There's a lot of scumbags that are out there, including on YouTube. And we've got to call them out. Because I don't believe in censorship. We can't censor these people unless they commit like blatant acts of like harassment, stalking, or doxing, or pure slander. Those are the only exceptions. But even when they're demonstrably like incorrect, you know, we can't suppress speech. We need more speech. Okay? That's what we need. So, we need more speech. Okay? We can't censor speech in this day and age. I mean, we can't. Just like we can't have a ministry of truth. Just like with what that one stupid fucking bitch from the from Biden's administration, that ministry of truth that fucking stupid bitch Kamala Harris is taking over. Okay, you can't have a ministry of truth. It's a violation of the cornerstone of the First Amendment. Misinformation is such bullshit. It's not. And then they also went out and smeared the GrayZone as like a Russian agent. It's a total abuse of power. It's not acceptable. And they're not going to do anything to my channel. They're not going to do anything to really anyone's channel, because they can't. Because it would get challenged in court, and they know enough not to fuck around like that and be that stupid. Because, trust me, they would lose, and they would lose big time. Big time. So, yeah. It's just crazy. Yeah, I definitely recommend these channels. I actually put in the description about all these people. Yeah, dipshit none, because that is definitely what he is. I put subscribe to my channel, The Jimmy Dore Show, and The GrayZone for the truth and for much more. because yeah. So I'm gonna be ending it in a few minutes, but I will, because I'm gonna go out for my walk before I go pick up Steven, but I will definitely be back later tonight. It might be a little bit later. It'll probably be after like 9, probably a little after 9 my time. Probably like between like 9 and 9:30, so I'll definitely be back with more later. I'm not going right yet in like a few minutes. But yeah, I just wanted to tide you guys over with some important information, especially considering that the GrayZone is back, which I'm very happy about. All right, I'll get that stuff after. So I appreciate everybody that came and stopped by. And yes, I will definitely be back later. I'll definitely be talking about more information. Probably play some games later. I don't know. We'll just see how things go. What do you personally think of Hugh Neutron being added to Nick All-Star Brawl? I mean, I think that'd be funny, because Hugh Neutron he's a funny character, that's for sure. Well, I definitely look forward to all of you guys coming in here, and I appreciate you guys and all your support. Love you guys, and helping and being beside me while I call out the truth and what's going on in the world, because it's you guys that help in this, and I want to cover all of this stuff in the truth, and I will continue to do so no matter how popular or unpopular it is. So thank you to everybody who stopped by. I will be back later. I promise I will be back later. I will promise I'll be back later. Give or take around 9:30, 10 at the latest, but I will definitely be back tonight. I promise you guys I will definitely be back tonight. I just wanted to wait because it was so hot earlier, and I just didn't want to go anywhere earlier because, you know, first day off from work, after working those double shifts, y'all know how that shit goes. Anyways, I'll see y'all again. I'll see you all again later. Hope everyone stays well, be safe, be well. Be back later, more stuff coming your way. Later tonight, Zach After Dark will be back tonight, and I'll be back. Bye for now. Peace out. Take care. See you all again in a little bit. Peace out.